guys, it's Ricky Benevento. Hope you're all doing well, everybody. Hope you had a happy Thanksgiving. And today is Black Friday, and I just want to briefly go on my social media page and just take a couple minutes. This is my outro here to season 27, in which my mom and I just spent the last month having more fun with our family and friends. We took the car down to Philly early in the month, getting it inspected. Went through just a very dramatic and vicious election cycle. The coronavirus has just been surging, unfortunately, through the last few seasons of my YouTube channel. As you can see, we've been wearing the face masks out at the stores and everything. It's just been really crazy times with friends, with family, with just basic struggles, like getting new cars, having cars break down, having people displaced or not have a place to be. It's just been really, really, really unusual and unprecedented times that we've been living in. And I just want to take a second and reiterate what today is, which is actually Black Friday. Okay? This is from my page, from my recent post. I'm just going to read it aloud to you guys. Alright? As USA Today, the article said, Black Friday or Cyber Monday, as COVID-19, the coronavirus, keeps stores closed for Thanksgiving and pushes more sales and deals online. Well, I really don't care about the deals that are online. I don't care about any of that. This is what I want to say to everybody. Happy Thanksgiving again, everyone. I just want to take a moment and remind everyone that if you can eagerly and normally participate in Black Friday shopping this year as if it is no different than any other year, then you are what is wrong with this nation. No, I'm not trying to knock anyone who is going out for a good deal tonight or tomorrow, but we have seen people say that it's too unsafe to vote in person, or it's too unsafe to go to church. But you can go Black Friday shopping? This poses a very realistic question, and it is a very realistic question. What kind of game are we playing? And who are we kidding? Acting as if we care about COVID-19 or care about our high-risk and vulnerable populations. I'm sorry, but I call out hypocrisy when I see it. I'm not saying that there can't be any shopping, like tonight. This was posted last night, so Thanksgiving evening. I'm not saying there can't be any shopping tonight or tomorrow, which is today, Black Friday. But this is what I have to say. For those who are carelessly going about their lives and just walking around in oblivion and acting like nothing's going on, or that there's no health crisis, or that there's no unprecedented times, or that there's no needs in the community that need to be fulfilled, and instead they just want to go Black Friday shopping, don't want to go to church, too dangerous to vote in person, but we can go Black Friday shopping. Well, this is just a pure disgrace. And then I said at the end, wake up, people. What is wrong? What is wrong with this nation and with this world, moreover? Where have people become so empty inside to that they need to take material possessions? I take my mom out to the thrift store. It's one thing. We buy a cute little couple things, a couple dollars here and there, and she likes to decorate for the holidays. That's all innocent at all. But when you look at people, and this is all around the world, and some places more than others. Unfortunately, America is the top criminal for this, top criminal nation for this. Trying to fill that empty void inside that should be filled with spirituality, with things like God and Jesus. Filling it with helping others, with doing peace on earth, goodwill to men, by being selfless, agape love. We take this void and we try to fill it with material possessions. We try to fill it with sex. We try to fill it with gambling. We try to fill it with drugs and alcohol. We try to fill it with manipulation, with blackmail. We try to fill it with doing things that are self-seeking and putting others by the wayside. This is just very, very dysfunctional and morally inept. And I was having a conversation with my uncle and my mother the other day. I said to Tom and Mom, I said, do you want to know, because they were talking about, well, how do you know if somebody's saved? Or how do you know if somebody's living in the will of God? How do you know if somebody, and I don't mean to get spiritual on anybody, but how do you know if somebody is actually walking with Jesus? How do you know that people, and there's people of all different religions and all different creeds around the world, but how do you know if somebody is, you can honestly say, they're a good, wholesome person? And in my opinion, there's only one way that you can say that. And there's only one way that you can look at somebody and say, I know that they're right with God and that they're walking in accordance with His will. There's one way you can say that. And it's one single word. And now, the main word is salvation. But we're looking at a different word right now. The word we're looking at is a word called sincere. When somebody is sincere, they're real and they're truthful. They stand by what they say. They stand by their convictions. We don't have sincerity in society. We don't have sincerity in our relationships. We don't have sincerity in our family or our friendships. It's peer pressure. It's undermined. It's backstabbing. There's no sincerity. Look at the election. Lack of integrity. No sincerity. They push fraud on the one end, on the other end, there was absolutely no. Between you and me, can you lay your head on the pillow at night and know that there was no fraud and actually believe it and not think that you're not kidding yourself? I mean, please don't kid yourselves. We live in an imperfect society with imperfect people. Of course there's going to be election fraud. Of course there's going to be people who claim to be Christian and they're wolves in sheep's clothing. We have a governor named Wolf. Of course we live in a society where people are going to say they're one thing and end up being something totally different. They're going to say, well, I have all the right intentions when I do this. And then they turn around and do something that is blatantly wrong and disrespectful. And they'll say, oh, well, my intentions were good. Good intentions pave the road to hell. What they mean by that is they knew. If you had a conscience and you made a decision and you knew right from wrong and you chose wrong, you chose sin. You chose to step outside the will of God. And that happens every day to every one of us, myself included. So I have to stand by my own convictions, and when I make a mistake, or when I do wrong by somebody else, or when I wrong another individual, or do something that's harmful to myself or somebody else, or not pleasing to God, I need to step back and say, this is wrong. So when I see people walking around Black Friday shopping, masks, and butting each other out of the line and pushing each other aside to get the newest iPhone, or to go in there and get a new tool or a new toy, it's just put it to rest. Put it aside and out of your mind and think to yourself, why am I here? I mean, I would applaud anybody who steps out of that line and they're the 51st person in line and they know it's only the top 50 people and they were thinking about a way to try to finagle their way up through the line and somehow cut somebody off. It's survival of the fittest out there. It's a cruel world, people. It's a cruel world. But I applaud anybody who steps out of that line and says, do I really need this new gadget? There are children starving in Africa. I don't say that to be a joke. I say that in sincerity. There are people out there who don't have clothes on their back, roof over their heads. And here we are, fighting over the newest toy or gadget to attempt to unsuccessfully fill the empty void inside that can only be filled with Christ's love. Can we stop playing this game as a society? And you could say, well, everybody else is doing it. It starts with you. It starts today. It starts with you today on Black Friday 2020, saying to yourself, I'm no longer going to live this way. I'm going to get down on my hands and knees, and I'm going to repent, and I'm going to say, Lord, I'm sorry, I didn't just sin against you, but every time that I turned away a stranger or another individual who was in need, who needed my help, and I told them, or I told them to go F off, every time I said, or even just not even vulgar, every time I saw that person, that one who needed help, who was in need, and I just turned a blind eye to him, every time I did that, I sinned against you. Because in the Bible it says, for every one of these, for every one of these, because they said, well, why? Because they're disciples are coming out of them people, and there were sheep and goats, and they said, well, why? How do we sin? How do we turn against you, Lord? And when did we see you when you were hungry, or when you needed food or clothes, or when you were a stranger knocking at our door? And then the sheep and the goats both said it to him, and it's a parable. And the one difference was the Lord said, I'll know my people, and then the key word sincerity, by those who read